New update on the way? What does that mean for us barbs? Let's find out. All right, y'all. So here we have a new update. Before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I just want to say thank you for all of the support that you guys are giving on the channel and the recent videos. You guys are absolutely amazing. We did have the goal of 500 subs by the end of October. Y'all smashed on right through that. So we're going to try to hit 600 by the end of October. We're going to try to hit that 1,000 mark by the end of the year. So if you like the videos that I'm doing around here, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. And then as always, we'll just get right on into it. So here we got the new Sanctuary, a new through character transfer update that came out recently here. Actually just dropped earlier today. I had a chance to skim through it earlier. We're going to kind of pass through this with a Barbarian's perspective only. I'm not going to touch on any of the other, classes as far as like the legendary pieces. If you want to look at those, I'll have a link to the patch notes down below in the pinned comment, and you can go through that on your own if you like, but we'll get into the meat and potatoes here. So the update is coming here, and we're going to actually get server merges, but that is actually going to be in 2 weeks time. So we're not going to get the server merge right away. We're going to get this, I believe it said November 9th, but you can kind of see I personally play on Storm Shield, North America West. So it looks like we're going to actually take in Zoltan Cool, Sand Scorpions, and Old Growth. If you're in one of those particular servers and you want to go ahead and, party up and play with some of us Aftershock people, we would love to have you in our parties and everything like that. So definitely want to extend a warm welcome to you guys when you guys show up. And we'll try to keep it all fun and have a good time. I think this is actually going to be a real shot in the arm to the game and the community that we need, because the game was feeling really stale. The servers, our server especially, we have, basically four clans that are, doing work. And then, a lot of the other clans on our server, some of them just didn't want to, merge in and try to make, a stronger clan to fight the other immortals and stuff like that. And it just kind of seems like a lot of people are being pulled, multiple different ways. We have Undecember coming out. We have Torchlight Infinite coming out. We have other games that are actually taking focus away from Diablo Immortal, and things like that, on top of just people, the game is just kind of stale in general. So I kind of like this. It looks like we're going to have North America West 1, 2, and 3, East 1, 2, and 3. Something like that. So, not every server is getting merged. As you can see, there are actually a lot more servers than this in the game, but I think this is good in general, and I think it's going to be a good thing. Here we have the character transfer. So coming right into the game, you're going to be able to transfer your character for free to another server. So if you are not in one of the servers that is getting merged with another server and you want to go to a different server, you can do that for free. And then after that, after 30 days, if you don't like that server, you can transfer back to another server, but it will cost $15 at the end of that 30 days. You do have a couple requirements. You have to have your character up to level 30 by that time frame, which isn't that bad. A new character. I did my alt this weekend, and I think I got to level 30 in maybe an hour and a half time frame of solid playing. So you can get to level 30 pretty quickly. But yeah, I think $15 for a secondary transfer is a little bit much in my opinion. I'm not really in the market for, changing servers myself and taking my character to another server. If you are one of those people, let us know in the comments down below. Do you feel that like $15 is, a bit much for that, or is that kind of in line with what you were expecting? Another thing that it does after the character transfer, you do keep all your items. However, anything that is market sellable, you will lose. It looks like will no longer be tradable. So I think it's going to bind everything to your account. So all of your market sellable gems look like they're actually going to be turned into bound gems when you change. Your account does not change to that server. So if you have multiple, characters, multiple alts on one server, each character will have to change server that, themselves. Your account is not going to be affected by that from what I've read. There's a lot of it here. So yeah, your character will automatically be disbanded from their warband and clan, set to adventurer. I don't know why those are 3 separate bullet points. It's all basically the same thing. So you're going to have to go through all that again. All your leaderboard rankings for, challenge rifts, for battlegrounds are going to be removed. You got to, regrind all that. So that's not a big deal. Your progress and achievements and battlegrounds will be retained. So you're not going to have your leaderboard rank, but you'll have all of your other stuff. So that's pretty cool. Your friends list will be retained. I don't see why that would have had anything to do with it as well. Let's see. Moving on, we have the Below the Sands Battle Pass cosmetic. This cosmetic, I actually really like the kind of runes that are present all over the armor and the weapon here. Hopefully the barb looks really good. They've done a good job with the last couple on the barb. The barb is kind of hit and miss. Of all the classes, the barb seems to be the one that's the most hit and miss with the cosmetics. But in general, I do think they knock the cosmetics out of the park. Let's see here. We'll scroll on down. Not worried about that. Hungry Moon coming back for seconds. All right. That's, login rewards basically. Can't hate that. Boon of the Progenitors bundle. This is going to be a new bundle that's going to be for sale in the shop, where we get some gems, some crests. So it looks like a couple gem power, some keys. I know we get the Abiding Curse and the Frozen Heart at the end. I'm not mad at it. It just kind of whatever. Bug fixes. We'll go ahead and bring up the bug fixes here. And let's see here. No, this is the most recent bug fixes. So we're going to fix an issue that caused auto attacks to randomly stop. I was affected by that. And I do believe it has been fixed as of currently. Fixed the issue that allowed hidden chests to be opened twice. I wish I would have been affected by that one. Give me more chests, please. Fixed an issue that caused the game to crash while viewing an offline player's profile on the leaderboard. That it would be terrible. So definitely glad that's getting fixed. And then also fixed an issue that caused the game to crash while browsing avatar portrait frames. So that is definitely a good one to fix as well, because anytime the game is crashing, we don't want that to crash. That is, a big pain in the backside. Feature updates. This is where we get the 36 new legendary items across all the classes. I am only going to look at the barbs again. Once again, I'll have the link to the patch notes down below in the pinned comment. So if you want to see, Crusader, Monk, all that kind of stuff, definitely head there and take a look at it. It does look like the other classes do have some really cool things as far as potentially, party buff type things for some of the classes that don't necessarily, typically, buff their parties. So it looks pretty cool. But for us barbs in the barb gang, we have the new headpiece, Ancestors Steel. Undying Rage will increase by X amount of seconds. I'm not mad at it, but it definitely isn't something that I'm excited about. That I'm not excited about just having a longer Undying Rage. Drop by drop, the shoulders cleaves bleed effect now spreads to nearby enemies when it expires. This one has me a little bit more excited. Like any kind we can do more damage. That bleed effect moving to other enemies is going to do more damage. I like that. So we may have to run a cleave build here once we can get that and test that out. Flattener on the legs. Leap maximum charges are increased by X amount of numbers. Why can't we just get the numbers in the patch notes? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to see how many times that gets increased, because I do like to run a leap build in Battlegrounds and in Vault Defense, so I can jump over some bone pillars and things like that. So I'm kind of excited to play around with that one a little bit. Lumber cords on the chest. Furious Charge now decreases all damage I take by 5% for so many seconds for each enemy it hits, stacking up to how many times? I imagine it's going to be something like our 5 Fresh Claws stacks up to 5 times. I can't imagine it's going to be much more than that, which would give us about 25% damage reduction after that. So that would be a cool piece. I don't know if I would run that over the I think it's Tracker's Rage, which gives us additional damage that we do after using Furious Charge. I don't know which one I would want to use. I would definitely will be testing this one out just to see if it's worth it for maybe like challenge rift builds, just to take less damage and things like that for some of the harder, some of the more difficult things that we do. Oncoming Brutality for the offhand. Frenzy increases damage that you deal to that enemy by W% for X seconds. So we're going to do more damage with our Frenzy for over, some period of time, stacking up to Y times Z%. Again, just give us the numbers, guys. Come on, Blizzard. Like, just give us the numbers in here. But I kind of like that. I don't know. This is another one I want to test out because I don't know if this would replace Broken Soul as my offhand. In a situation I can think of running in a party or something like that, maybe if we're running like a Namari, where we have those 4 bosses. Once we get to the bosses, maybe have this in the bag, swap it in for Broken Soul, so we're going to do more damage on our Frenzy. I don't know. I will test it out if, when I get it. It's just going to, hopefully we can get all these pieces really quickly, unlike the last set. Excuse me. And then last but not least, our main hand, Path Raise. Whirlwind now causes you to spin and charge forward, dealing X amount of damage to all enemies along your path. Whirlwind cooldown becomes so many seconds, and Whirlwind now has a maximum of some charges. This seems a little bit like Juggernaut's plan on the pants with Sprint, how it actually we go from point A to point B, knocking enemies out of the way. This kind of seems like it's going to make our Whirlwind similar to that. We're going to Whirlwind from point A to point B, knocking enemies out of the way as we go, on top of doing our Whirlwind damage. So that could be pretty cool to pretty cool to test out. I'm looking forward to actually testing out quite a few of these. And I actually like these pieces for the Barb. We'll just kind of scroll on down here, skipping over everybody else because that's what we do. Dungeon experience boost. The experience rewards for all dungeons have been increased. Thank you. More XP for our dungeon farming. We're in a mode of we're farming dungeons pretty much nonstop these days. So yeah, that is definitely something we needed to do. Purge the depths. Remnants are now automatically looted and shown to all party members. And unopened chests are displayed on the minimap after a room has been cleared. That one is big for me because I like to go in and do the room clearing solo, and it's a pain in the backside to not know where those chests are. So it's a good thing to have it on the minimap. Ancestral tableau improvement. Ancestral weapons with inherited essence may now be placed on ancestral tableau. And items inherited essence does not dictate the ancestral property of the deposited weapon. That's cool. So as we get more of those weapons and stuff in the game, as we get more of those ancestral drops, we can have a little bit more fun with them, not have to worry too much about like, oh no, I'm going to lose this if I put this on. So we're cool. And then last but not least, Blessing of the Worthy. What a drama this caused. The rank 1 and 2 description text for Blessing the Worthy has been updated to correctly reflect the existing functionality. So basically, if you don't know, the long and short of it is basically Blessing of the Worthy in the shop, and everywhere that you sell it, when you have a 1-star, when you have a rank 1 or rank 2 Blessing of the Worthy, it says that it's going to deal damage based on your maximum HP. When you rank it up to rank 3, that text changed and says that it's going to do damage based on your current HP, which for us as Barbs is massive. If we're running Undying Rage, we're going to be running around at 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 10% HP. We're not going to do any damage from Blessing of the Worthy if that's the case. So we may not want to. We would have not invested in this at all. But I will say I do run Blessing of the Worthy, and it does proc quite often for me. I don't necessarily run Undying Rage a whole lot, so I do actually get a lot of value out of it. I'm usually somewhere around 50% HP, and it does proc and it does help out a little bit. It does not usually come in super clutch for me, so there is that. But yeah, it's not something that I would recommend to a brand new barb to really invest in, especially if you're going to be running Undying Rage going forward, because you are going to be running at, you know, very low HP for most of the time that you're running. That is the patch notes according to the barbs. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what are you most looking forward to out of this patch? Is it the server transfers? Is it, you know, character transfers, you know, taking your character to a different server? Are you most excited about, you know, just literally having new pieces to go grind? I'm curious. Personally, the server merges and the gear pieces are my two favorite parts of this. I'm always happy to see more bugs getting fixed. Definitely, we could have weekly bug fixes. Shoot, we could have daily bug fixes in this game. There's so many of them. But yeah, if you like the video, as always, guys, hit that like button. It is free. Also, hit that sub button, man. If we are trying to get to 600 subs by the end of October, and, you know, potentially 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And I'm JKG Brandon. Y'all have definitely been amazing. Peace.